We are listening Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Talk 142. Mr. Prakash Rao from Bejwara, he asked from Sri Bhagavan that does not illusion become inoperative even before identity with Brahma results? Or does it persist even afterwards? Ramana Maharshi replied that illusion will not persist after Vasanas are annihilated. In the interval between the knowledge of the identity and annihilation of Vasana, there will be illusion. Then the devotee asked that how can the world influence a man even after identity with Brahma? Ramana Maharshi replied, first do it and then see if that is happening. And then you can raise this question if necessary. Then the devotee asked that can we know it in the same way as we know our identity? Ramana Maharshi replied, are you different from the mind? How do you expect it to be known? Then the devotee said, can the full scope of the Chitta be known? That is, the Chitta Vilas? Ramana Maharshi replied, oh, is this the identity of Brahma? Ignorance vanishing, the residue reveals itself. It is experience, it does not fall in the category of knowledge. It is experience. Talk 143. Mr. Paul Brunton asked Sri Bhagavan if the hill here is hollow. Maharshi Ramana replied, the Purans say so when it is said that the heart is a cavity. Penetration into it proves it to be an expanse of light. Similarly, the hill is one of light. The caves, etc., are covered up by the light. Are there caves inside? The devotee asked. Ramana Maharshi said, in visions I have seen caves, cities with streets, etc., and a whole world in it. Then the devotee said, are there siddhas too in it? Ramana Maharshi replied, all the siddhas are reputed to be there. Then the devotee asked again that are there only siddhas or others also? Maharshi Ramana replied, just like this world. Then the devotee said, siddhas are said to be in the Himalayas. Maharshi Ramana said, Kailash is on the Himalayas, it is the abode of Shiva, whereas this hill is Shiva himself. All the associations of Shiva's abode must also be where he himself is. Then the devotee asked that does Bhagavan believe that the hill is hollow, etc.? Maharshi Ramana said, everything depends on the viewpoint of the individual. You yourself have seen hermitages, etc., on this hill in a vision. You have described such in your book. Yes, it was on the surface of the hill, the vision was within me, that devotee said. Then Maharshi Ramana replied, that is exactly so. Everything is within one's self. To see the world, there must be a spectator. There could be no world without the self. This self is all comprising. In fact, the self is all. There is nothing besides this self. Then the devotee asked that what is the mystery of this hill? Ramana Maharshi said, just as you have said in secret Egypt, the mystery of the pyramid is the mystery of the self. So also the mystery of this hill is the mystery of the self. Then Major Chadwick said that I do not know if the self is different from the ego. Maharshi Raman to this said lovingly that how were you in your deep sleep? Then the Chadwick said, I do not know. Maharshi Raman asked, who does not know? Is it not the waking self? Do you deny your existence in your deep sleep? Then Chadwick said, Shri Bhagavan, I was and I am, but I do not know who was in deep sleep. Then Maharshi Ramana replied that exactly, a man or the man awake says that he did not know anything in the state of sleep. Now he sees the objects and knows that he is there. Whereas in deep sleep there were no objects, no spectator, etc. The same one who is now speaking was in deep sleep also. What is the difference between these two states? They are objects and play of senses now which were not in sleep. A new entity, the ego, has risen up in the meantime. It plays through the senses, sees the objects, confounds itself with the body, and says that the self is the ego. In reality, what was in deep sleep continues to exist now too. The self is changeless. It is the ego that has come between. That which rises and sets is the ego. That which remains changeless is the self. Talk 144. Mr. Prakash Rao asked that Shri Bhagavan, what is the root cause of Maya? Ramana Maharshi said, what is Maya? Then Mr. Prakash Rao said that Shri Bhagavan, Maya is wrong knowledge, illusion. Then Maharshi Ramana said, for whom is the illusion? There must be one to be deluded. Illusion is ignorance. The ignorant self sees the objects according to you. When the objects are not themselves present, how can Maya exist? Maya is what is not. Maya is what is creating confusion or questions. So observe closely what Maya is. What remains over is the true self. If you say that you see the objects, or if you say that you do not know the real unity, then are there two selves? One the knower and the other the knowable object? No one will admit of two selves in himself. The awakened man says that he himself was in deep slumber but not aware. He does not say that the sleeper was different from the present one. There is only one self, and that self is always aware, it is changeless, and there is nothing but just the self. Then the devotee said that, what is the astral body? Sri Ramana Maharshi said that, do you not have a body in your dream? Is it not different from the recumbent body on the bed? The devotee said, do we survive after death? Does the astral body outlive physical death? Maharshi Ramana said, just as in dreams you wake up after several novel experiences, so also after physical death another body is found, and so on. Then the devotee asked, they say that the astral body lives for 40 years after death. Maharshi Raman, in the present body you say the dream body is astral. Did you say so in the dream body? What is astral now would appear real then. The present body itself is astral according to that point of view. What is the difference between one astral body and another? There is no difference between the two. Mr. Paul Brunton then said, there are degrees of reality. Maharshi Ramana said, to say the dream body is unreal now, and to say that this body was unreal in the dream, does not denote degrees of reality. In deep sleep, there is no experience of the body at all. There is always only one, and that is the self. Talk 145. Mr. Paul Brunton asked that, why do religions speak of gods, heaven, hell, etc.? Maharshi Ramana said that, only to make the people realize that they are on a par with this world and that self alone is real. The religions are according to the viewpoint of the seeker. Take the Bhagavad Gita for instance. When Arjun said that he would not fight against his own relatives, his elders, etc., in order to kill them and gain the kingdom, then Shri Krishna said, not that these, you or I, were not before, are not now, nor will not be hereafter. Nothing was born, nothing was dead, nor will it not be so hereafter, and so on. Later, as he developed the theme and declared that he had given the same instruction to the sun through him to Ikshvaku, etc., Arjun raised the doubt. How could it be? You were born a few years ago. They lived ages ago. Then Sri Krishna's then Sri Krishna, understanding Arjun's standpoint, said, yes, there have been so many incarnations of myself and yourself. I know them all, but you do not know. Such statements appear contradictory, but still they are correct according to the viewpoint of the questioner. The Christ also declared that he was even before Abraham. Then Mr. Brunton said, what is the purpose of such descriptions in religions? Ramana Maharshi said, only to establish the reality of the self. Then the devotee said, Bhagavan always speaks from the highest standpoint. Sri Bhagavan with a smile said, people would not understand the simple and the bare truth, the truth of their everyday, ever-present and eternal experience. That truth is that of the self. Is there anyone not aware of the self? They would not even like to hear it, the self, whereas they're eager to know what lies beyond heaven, hell, reincarnation, because they all love mystery and not the bare truth. Religions pamper them only to bring them around to the self. Wandering here and there, you must return to the self only. Then why not abide in the self even here and now? The other worlds require the self as a spectator or speculator. Their reality is only of the same degrees as that of the spectator or thinker. They cannot exist without the spectator, etc. Therefore, they are not different from the self. Even the ignorant man sees only the self when he sees objects. But he is confused and identifies the self with the object, that is, the body, and with the senses and plays in the world. Subject and object all merge in the self. There is no seer nor object seen. The seer and the seen are the self. There are not many selves either. All are only one self. Talk 146. In reply to Miss Leena Sarabhai, a cultured Indian lady of high rank, Sri Bhagavan said, the state of equanimity is the state of bliss. And the declaration in the Vedas, I am this or I am that, is only an aid to gain equanimity of the mind. Then the devotee said, so it is wrong to begin with a goal, is it? Maharshi Ramana said on this that if there be a goal to be reached, it cannot be permanent. The goal must always be there. We seek to reach the goal with the ego, but the goal exists before the ego. What is in the goal is even prior to our birth, that is, to the birth of the ego. Because we exist, the ego appears to exist too. If we look on the self as the ego, then we become the ego. If as the mind, we become the mind. If as the body, we become the body. It is the thought which builds up sheets in so many ways. The shadow on the water is found to be shaking. Can anyone stop the shaking of the shadow? If it should cease to shake you, you would not notice the water but only the light. Similarly, to take no notice of the ego and its activities, but see only the light behind. The ego is the I thought, the true I is the self. Now we take a pause. Thanks for listening.